morning, Pulsicans and Hexicans. Welcome to the DeFi Crypto Alliance Show, the loudest megaphone in Pulse Chain land. What is going on, guys? Happy Tuesday to you. Man, I'm pumped. I'm feeling good. Just got back from the gym. We got a lot of irons in the oven cooking, so we're making a little bit of money again, which is great. Man, it's an exciting time to be alive, especially in Pulse Chain land with a new sacrifice. How do you guys feel about that? You don't got to tell me. I already know. You guys have made yourselves pretty vocal over on X. I'll let you know my thoughts, and we'll see. How it all plays out. We don't know until the fat lady sings, right? But I think, in my opinion, if he were to do a massive bonus for people who sacrifice Pulse, PulseX, Hex, and Ink, that would be really, really bullish for the ecosystem. Now, you might be thinking, well, Corey, why not just accept only Pulse, PulseX, and Ink, and Hex, of course, and nothing else? Well, the problem is if he took in only the core assets, the issue is there's no value for him. You might be thinking, well, he doesn't need no more value. Well, I mean, he should get some value for the building of something new. He's an entrepreneur, and he's creating a business here is what he's doing. And so I believe he should be rewarded for some value, but at the same time, he should definitely pump the assets that he's currently built. And so how do you do that? Well, you offer a big bonus for people who sacrifice with the core assets, but people should still be able to basically sacrifice with Bitcoin, ETH, and maybe stable coins. So that's my opinion on it. I don't think there's going to be a world where he only takes in the core assets just because he has an infinite amount of that. It does nothing really. Now, if he does that, then great. That is also very bullish for the ecosystem, of course. It's massively bullish for the ecosystem. Another thing that I hope we don't see this go around is the whale bonus. At least not to the extent that we saw last time, because what happened is the whales took profit strictly off their bonus on everyone else who was lower than them, right? So everyone got dumped on their heads from the guys who got the 2 times 2.5x multiplier. And so I hope he does away with that, or at least dampen the well bonus. Maybe the well bonus is a 0.25 more than what everyone else gets. I don't know, right? Making this stuff up. But so that way there's not so much carnage from them dumping at the launch. Their supply or the coins they receive is the same value as everyone else, so there's no incentivization to dump at that point. So some things to consider, some things to think about. I think it could be massively bullish for Pulse Chain, massively bullish for Hex and PulseX if he does it the right way. So if Pulse and PulseX have the same value as the USDC and Bitcoin that he accepts, I don't know how much that would pump the ecosystem. Probably wouldn't pump it too much directly through the sacrifice. Now, it doesn't mean that he can't go behind the scenes with a bunch of freaking wallets that he's ran through Tornado Cash, which he already has, and start to send Pulse and Hex and PulseX to get people to FOMO into the core assets, and then maybe also get people to want to sacrifice their core assets because they're pumping. So there's some different game theories to think about, different ways to make the ecosystem pump through the sacrifice. The one thing, he had mentioned to Corey Costa, or his, in his words, cryfagger, but what happened last time when, a sacrifice took place by him, what happened to Hex? It did probably its last leg up. I probably did an extra 50x just from the sacrifice, right? And you could sacrifice anything there. You could sacrifice Hex, you can sacrifice Bitcoin, you can sacrifice USDC, And so he and Hex still saw that really massive leg up. Now the environment that sacrifice was dealt in was different. The macro, right? The macro environment. We were in a money printing environment. We were more of a risk on type environment. The business ISM was not so down in the dumps for so long. And so it was a different macro environment. There was retail inside the space with extra money to spend. We don't see that this time around. So I think Richard needs to take these things in consideration on how to give the fundamentals to Pulse Chain when you don't see the retail money here yet. So I hope he's given these things some thought. I'm sure he is. He's not an idiot, right? And I hope, he thinks about how he can pump the chain through this sacrifice. And I think he will. I really believe he will. I believe it's part of all his grand plan to send Pulse Chain, up, which would be great timing if we do get an altcoin season. And maybe that's the other part too, because I think altcoin season is right around the corner. I think we're maybe, 2 months away, 3 months away. We need to see the business ISM come up a little bit more. We need to see quantitative easing happen. We know quantitative tightening is going to stop in December. Fed Jerome Powell's already said so. And so maybe Richard also knows these things are on the table. And so he's planning the sacrifice around altcoin season. And I haven't seen a lot of people talk about this yet. I think he has a very good understanding of macroeconomics more than a lot of us. And I think he probably knows when altcoin season is probably going to take place. There's no guarantees, of course. None of this is guaranteed, guys. I'm just a dude on the internet who speculates. Make your own financial decisions. None of this is financial advice. I don't get paid shit from Richard. I don't even get paid shit for myself for doing these streams. These are all free and they're fun, and I do them because I enjoy them. That's the strictly reason why I do them. It's the only thing I get out of it. And so, I really believe, he understands what he's up against as far as macroeconomics. I believe he understands the way to pump the chain is through the core assets, whether he's doing it through the sacrifice, through the core assets, or he pumps core assets to get people to FOMO for the sacrifice. There could be a combination of both. I don't know, but things to consider. People are saying, well, if he only accepts, once again, I've said it earlier, he only accepts Pulse X, and Hex, and that's the way to pump it. And that's true, but then there's no value given to him. I know. You're like, oh, he doesn't need no more value. No, I beg to differ on that. He's an entrepreneur. He's doing this. He wants to make something out of it. Whether what he does with that money is a whole nother story. Whether he uses the pump, the ProveX token, or whatever, I have no idea. But he is going to want some value out of this. So I highly doubt it's going to be cores only. So just put that out there. I don't see a world where that's going to be possible. I really don't. But I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong about this. And if I am, great. That's also good for Pulse Chain. It's really good for Pulse Chain. So those are my thoughts on this. I probably will participate a little bit. I'm just like you guys, not too interested in sacrifices right now. It's just, we've gotten our ass handed to us so much. It's hard to go in with new money. Now I might sacrifice some Pulse for it, and see what happens. Just put a small bullet in and then wait for a dip. For me and my money, it's hard because if I have new money coming in and I want to do a DCA, do I DCA into Pulse Hex and Pulse X that are down 90%, 95% from their highs, right? Where I know this is probably the bottom, and there's no guaranteed, but like that is a lot more attractive for me, my new money, than coming in and putting it into a sacrifice where I have no idea what my value is or if I'm going to get dumped on afterwards by certain wells. The problem is, this over here has been out for 2 years. The biggest wells have dumped. There's still some dumping going on, but we've been down in 403 for fucking since September 2024. We've been in 403. Literally, go to the chart. We've dipped down a couple times below it, and then we went up above it a couple times. But we've been in 403 territory since September of 2024. Like, literally, guys, that's the fucking bottom. I don't know what else can be an indicator but time. That time has told us that we are in bottom range of pulse change. So, like, for me and my new money, it's hard for me to justify going into some shiny new unknown where I got data where it's been around for a couple of years. We've been in bottom since September 2024. It's been over a year. And I know a lot of people have exited. So it's hard for me to justify putting money into a new shiny thing when I could put money in over here where I know I'm at a bottom. I have a lot less risk. Me in my head, the way I analyze it, I have a lot less risk buying Pulse X and Pulse X versus buying Prove X right now. My opinion. Could be totally wrong about that. Maybe Prove X goes into the 10,000X right out of the gate. I don't know. I'll put a small bullet in to, offset my my reasoning there because I could be very wrong. But my reasoning definitely is that the cores right now are a safer, less riskier bet than Prove X. So it's my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know what some of you guys think because you guys have been very vocal about it on Twitter. There's been a lot of shows about it. It's fine. I understand there's a lot of hate around the new sacrifice, and that's understandable. I saw Ivan on Tech making fun of it for a little while. It's to be expected. He likes poking fun of the Hetzikins and Pulsikins. He's like that little kid in the classroom who kicks the back of the chair of the girl he likes. He wants to be with her, but he's just too scared to ask her out. If Pulsing were to pump, maybe he'd ask her out. Maybe he'd ask her out then. So let's go take a look at the secret chart. I can't stay too long on today, but I definitely wanted to come in and talk about the sacrifice with you guys and what my thoughts are. Here's the secret chart, still looking pretty damn good in my opinion. This is pulse measured in ETH terms on the weekly, set it to line chart. It's creating great market structure. So we got a nice little W here at a lower high, coming down to retest kind of the midpoint here. Let's see if it holds. It could create another lower high and then go upward. This is a great market structure right now. I would like to see this hold. And it looks like it's trying to form a bottom is what it's trying to do. Will it? Hey, time will tell. I do not know. I will tell you this. It's funny how TA, and I'm not the best TA guy, but it's funny how TA will give you insights on the future of what's going to happen to an asset. Being that pulse measured in ETH is looking like it's forming a bottom, that could be signaling or indicating to us that the bottom is in because of the Prove X sacrifice and Richard is going to pump Pulse through the sacrifice. TA usually front runs the news. Usually. Right? I could be totally wrong. And this could be like carnage for all. Who knows? But usually TA tells us the future. That's what people use TA for, right? It will tell you the news before the news happens. And to me, this is telling me we have bottomed against ETH and we are getting ready to make a move up. So is it telling us that Prove X is going to pump Pulse? Maybe. Once again, telling me, though, if I had new money, I'd probably rather buy Pulse than Prove X. Just my opinion. It's my opinion. So I don't know. Be wise to own all of it, as always, right? Being diversified amongst all the cores is the best idea. But very interesting that we're seeing this play out on the chart. Who knows if it comes to fruition? Once again, I'm just a dude on the internet who doesn't give financial advice. I just talk about my thought processes on my spirituality, my physical well-being, my mental well-being, and what I do with my money. It's what I do with my money. You guys do what the hell you would do with your money. I don't care. So, but very possible, my business is starting to pick up this month finally. Fucking business ISM. I tell you guys, it's a real thing. We've been feeling it. And we might have some extra money coming in this month. And it's going to be hard for me to pick. Do I go and buy the cores that have been around for 2 years that I put a bottom in since September of 2024 and a lot of the whales have left? I have data where I don't have a lot of risk anymore. Or do I buy some shiny brand new thing with a lot of risk? I don't know. I might wait for the shiny new thing to do whatever it's going to do. And that means I could miss out. So I'll put a small bullet in, but I could miss out. So just stuff to think about, man. As an investor, I get more, especially with crypto. You have to look for data and you have to be more risk adverse in the space because this is already the riskiest asset class known to mankind. It's also the highest appreciating one, which is why we love it. But it's fucking risky as hell, man. You'll lose 90% of your value in like no time. Pulse has already done it. It's already lost all the value. We're at bottom. I don't know what ProveX is going to do. So just things to think about. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I like it all. I think the technology is great. He's building something that's well needed. I hope it's, I hope it's implemented on all chains. It would be awesome, but mainly making Pulse Chain its home somehow. I don't know how all that would work. I'd like to see something like that. But the tech sounds super cool. I'd like to see it in action, actually wrap my head around it a little bit more. And understand the concept behind it, but I'm glad he's building something very innovative, not just copy and paste with a couple updates. So I think there's something that could take the crypto space by storm. It'll be interesting. Which, if it does, it's going to bring more eyeballs over to the entire ecosystem, right? So yeah. So no matter which asset you love, whether you love Hex, you love Ink, you love Pulse, doesn't matter. Maybe you love eHex. I think if you bring in new eyeballs to the ecosystem, all those things get rewarded for that. So 90 of you guys watching, 63 over on Twitter. Give me a retweet if you like this content. If you're over on YouTube, smash the like, hit the subscribe. Let's go. Pump the show's algorithm, please. And let's check in with you guys here in the chat. What up, Glopmatic, man? Good morning to you, good sir, or afternoon, or wherever you guys are at in the world. But yeah, it's still morning here in Arizona. It's 10:19. Puerto Rico, it's afternoon. It's 1:19 Puerto Rico. Man, I'd be having lunch right now. So good morning to you, though. Hex Wizard 369, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? Thanks for showing up. I appreciate the support as always. Yep, no more until previous sacks are above sack. 301 seems obvious. Yeah, it's an interesting timing. Although he, like I said earlier, he could be kind of front running altcoin season, or maybe he's going to place it right where he thinks altcoin season is going to transpire. Because the sacrifice is not out yet. We don't have it. It's not here. He hasn't even launched the website yet, right? And so it's interesting. Maybe he ends up launching the SAC right around when altcoin season transpires. It could very well line up, or maybe not. Maybe it's just all crap, and maybe maybe we don't even get an altcoin season this cycle. I don't believe that. I believe it will, but who knows? Val Player 7097. Last week I went crypto shopping, 1,500 each on Pulse Chain and PulseX. I love it, man. Your risk versus reward, in my opinion, is greater in those than ProveX. Look, I love ProveX. I love the technology, but it's a shiny new thing, unproven. You have no idea what price it's going to settle at. We know where Pulse Chain settled at. We know where Hex settled at. We know where PulseX settled at. lot less risk buying those. This is my opinion. Trade Ranger, we might be cooked. I haven't decided yet. I don't think we're cooked. I don't think that's the answer here. It's just, will he use the sack to pump Pulse Chain? That's a better question. But I don't think we're cooked by any. Yeah, nah, I don't think we're cooked. It'll be interesting to see. Yep. Acid Thunder, what up? Hey, Corey, how we doing, my man? Can I get a slag hell for Prove X? Can I get a slag hell? What is a slag hell XX? For now on, I will go crypto shopping every 2 weeks for 500. Oh, that's a great way to do it, man. You DCA over time, so then you have a nice average. And if you've been DCAing in the Pulse since September of 2024, then your fucking average is 403. Like, you've been golden. Like, yeah, man, we found bottom. I'm quite certain. Minus something stupid happening like the world, like a World War III, or I don't know. All the internet gets shut off for a month and the whole entire world. One of those type of events that you hear about. That's, people speculate. Yeah, anything minus that, man. We found bottom. So basically, with Prove X as a future launch, the Pulse Chain, Pulse X, and Hex can go maybe 10x by the end of the cycle, maybe, man, maybe higher, right? I don't know. It's all speculation at this point. We don't even know how he's going to conduct the sacrifice yet. We have to see that and see if he's going to put some fundamentals into Pulse Chain. Like I said, don't expect to get straight Pulse, Pulse X, and Hex sacrifice, because that delivers no value to him, right? And I know you guys are saying it again. It doesn't need value. Well, that's very debatable. Mr. Crypto Jizzy, what's up, man? I will not sacrifice unless a few hundred. Yeah, that's perfectly fine, man. That's perfectly fine. There is one caveat to all this. So, like, all you guys are saying you're not going to sacrifice, including me, right? Like, I'm saying, I'll put a bullet in, right? Mr. Crypto Jizzy, you just said you're going to put a bullet in. And obviously, you're not putting the size of bullet you put into Pulse X, or maybe you bought Hex with, right? It's a lot less sell pressure potentially, because a lot less people are going in. There's something to think about there. All right. Pulse and Pulse X was over $1 billion. There's a lot of fucking sell pressure there that we had to rinse out for the last 2-3 years. Okay. You guys don't go in. Nobody goes in. What's going to happen? There's no one to sell. So also something to think about. So watch the SAC. Watch how much money goes into it. Is he going to cap it? That's another dynamic he could throw in there. He could cap it. I'd be very bullish for Prove X. Very bullish for Prove X. And that's, for Pulse and Pulse X and all that stuff. I don't know how much that helped that, but Prove X would be very bullish if he capped it. So these are things we got to watch, right? How much money does he raise? Because you're watching that, because I'll give you a good example. Internet Money only raised a couple $1 million, and it's the best price chart on Pulse Chain. Why is it the best price chart on Pulse Chain? Because they only raised a couple $1 million, right? There's no sell pressure, only buy pressure. Yeah, things you want to look for, that we learned through being through all these sacrifices, that we need to look out for. Like, obviously, if we'd known this information when Pulse and Pulse X was raising all that money, I'd been like, fuck no, I'm not putting money in that. There's $1 billion. And there were some people who were saying that too. There were some smart ones who were saying that. I was too noob at the time. So, yeah, things to look for as we're moving along. Like, if there's only $1 million or $2 in there and the sacrifice is getting ready to close, or the bonus round is almost done, that might incentivize me to put more in than I was initially going to put, right? Because now there's less sell pressure. So things to think about, because a lot of you guys are saying this, right? Or saying you're not going to sack at all. Yeah. If they raise 50 million, I'd be interested in sacrificing. If they raise, or under. Yeah, exactly. Feels are at all-time low. Even strong hands feel like leaving. Yeah, I mean, I get it. But man, it's been over a year, man. I don't think Pulse is going any lower. I feel like anytime a strong hand leaves right now, we have someone who buys up the bag. You have all the shark. If you have a shark leave, well, then you have like the dolphins and squids who buy the bags up. This is definitely a bottom area. Alborn Man fam, yeah, but this makes Mr. Prove and Prove X the new cores. I don't know. I mean, they're all cores. I mean, Hex is old. That's a core. You know, one would argue even E-Hex is a core. Go ask Johnny Chaos. I own E. I'm not complaining. Right? Do I consider the core? Kinda. Only because it got forked over the Pulse chain. If it never got forked, I consider the core. I still kind of do, though. You know? I even consider most one of the cores. It's a very lighter position in my cores, but I do consider it. I own a position. Tornado Cash / OA wallets will be 80% of the ProveX supply at the last. I mean, that's very true. And we know this. So just keep an eye on it. We can tell when what our community's putting in there. We should be able to like track it pretty well and understand what's our money and what probably the OA wallets are. It'll be obvious for the most part. Acid Thunder, not sure yet, but it looks exciting to me. And the leak idea about P2P private. Yeah, exactly. The P2P private exchange is super cool. So, hey, there he is. Fast Abdul. I'm here for the tech. Bro, you're getting it. You're getting new tech from the commander. So, and the tech part's cool, man. I got no quarrels about that, man. That part is awesome. I think it's very innovative. I think it's going to be very cool to see how it plays out. And yeah, I'm here for it. I just don't know. Yeah, you've heard my thoughts about the sacrifice versus the cores right at this point. So I share this X because I'm not a girly boy. You got testosterone. Not that fake TRT stuff, right? Fast Abdul, it's natural, right? You're all natty. Or maybe you're on gear. I don't know anymore. The way you stream, you might be on gear. Paul says it's a good buy right now. Yeah, I agree. I think all the cores are still a good buy right now, man. I think your risk versus reward are way greater to the reward side on your cores right now than anything else, including a ProveX sacrifice. Just my opinion. FOMO could be a thing again. Yeah, it could be, but not without green candles. You need something to initiate the green candles to get people to FOMO. Retail's not here, man. They're just not here, man. Mr. Jerome Powell won't turn the fucking money printer on to the end of the year, right? And we know this. And then we've seen this in previous cycles, how this works. So, like, we just got to follow, right, what the Fed's doing. That's going to tell us. But, I mean, yeah, people will probably FOMO into the sacrifice, but I don't know if it's going to be, dude, it's not going to be $1.1 billion. Pulse is bearish on weekly charts. All indicators are trending down. Would not say goodbye. Oh, really? You're seeing lower lows coming? Yeah, I don't know, man. Pulse is saying differently. Pulses look like it's finding a bottom against ETH. At least against ETH. That doesn't mean ETH can't go down. That's for damn sure. That's all I look at is ETH. Someone just asked if we could do a 10x on Pulse by the end of this cycle. Behave. That's just about the all-time high. Hey, man, I'll take the all-time high. Fuck it. I would gladly take it. Oh, there he is, the myth, the man, the legend, Mr. Johnny Chaos. What's wrong with your name? Chaotic Creation FX Studios 8820. Fuck. That's a mouthful. EX is the core. Out there will be nothing else. I agree. That's the start of it all. And that's for damn fucking sure. That is for damn sure. I got a position. If you guys didn't watch the show with me and Johnny Chaos, that was a great show. It was like a month ago. Go back in my feed and watch it. It was awesome. He went on and we had a very educational discussion. It wasn't a debate, but it was a very educational discussion on EHEX and PHEX, but not a versus. It was great. It was great. Yeah, a lot of people bearish on PulseX. I mean, maybe because they think ProveX is the new PulseX. I don't know if that's the case. I got to see more about how ProveX works. I don't think that's the case, though. Maybe ProveX is the new Pulse-X and the Pulse-X gets demolished. All this is speculation, guys. So who knows? But once volumes are up, I believe it will outperform Pulse just as Uni outperforms ETH. Yeah, once we're more in a risk-on environment. Yeah, once you have retail here and altcoin season coming in, I agree with that statement. I agree. Everything depends on macro. That's it, man. It really does. And I think Richard is following that, and he understands that. And maybe he's timing altcoin season with a sacrifice. I don't know. I wish I had answers for you guys. I don't. Those are just my thoughts on it, man. And this is what I'm thinking. And yeah, well, I put a bullet in. I sure will. You know. And but I mean, for new money coming in, I'm just going to buy more cores. My risk versus reward. I'd buy EHEX before I sacrifice for ProveX with new money. So it's just my thoughts, man. So yeah, we talked about real estate. You made the correlate. We did. It was great. It was great. So, but yeah, that's my thoughts, guys. Keeping it short today. I got a lot of work on the table, which is good. We're actually making money again. Fucking thank God. We had a very slow year this year. Stupid business ISM sucks. We need business ISM to come up not only for crypto but for businesses too. But we're starting to pick up again, which is nice. And I think crypto's going to do the same. Fed's going to do quantitative easing shortly after quantitative tightening is released, which we know that's being released in December. I think I saw a statistic usually around 6 weeks after you see quantitative easing. So maybe the beginning of the year of next year, I'm starting to get into the camp of the, Roll Powell and his thought processes of the cycle being pushed into 2026. Just my thoughts, man. Doesn't mean I can be wrong because I could be very wrong and so could he. So the idea is to keep an open mind on all these different scenarios that could play out and have a bag, right? Have a seat at the table. Like I'm not like selling because I think we're going into 2026. Like I'm having a bag because I don't know when we're going to fucking take off. Have a bag, have a seat at the table. Obviously, don't go overexposing yourself when you can't fucking eat or pay your mortgage. That's stupid. But you have some exposure within your risk tolerance, and you wait and you keep DCAing if you can. If you can't, that's fine too, right? You do what you can. And then once we go, because it will happen. In my opinion, it's going to happen. Like, and once again, it's not financial advice. I fucking don't know. I'm just doing the internet. But for me and my money, I know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. I don't know when. So that's my thoughts. That's my beliefs. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Stop guessing people and believe in something long-term. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. All this stuff is long-term. I agree. Hit the likes. Thanks, Belgian Mexican. I appreciate it, guys. And I love all you guys. Appreciate you showing up. Thank you so much. And remember, if you want to create more value to the world, that will equal to more dollars in your bank account. Go create a side hustle. Go create a business. Help your fellow man. Help your fellow woman. Create value. Get more money. Put it in fucking crypto and 100x your life. That's exactly the sauce that you need for legacy wealth. That's it. And then when the top is in, you shave some off and you go buy some real estate, some longer term assets for legacy wealth, hand that shit down to your kids. There it is. There's the play. So guys, I'll talk to you soon. We'll see you tomorrow or maybe Friday. We'll see. I'm not sure yet. Busy ass week, but I'll try to pop in when I can. Peace.